Hello and welcome to Discus, South Carolina's virtual library. Today we're going to look at quick student worksheets for virtual learning in Discus. You can see that these can be accessed through scdiscus.org, either going to the A to Z list or to the grade level tab and going into early childhood and elementary or the middle school level. These worksheets today will be for grades 1 through 9. We will be looking at 3 databases. We'll be looking at your World Almanac for Kids Elementary, World Almanac for Kids Intermediate, and Learn 360. So let's dive in and take a look. We're just going to go through Discus A to Z list here, go to the W, and locate our World Almanac Kids Elementary. And as that loads, you will notice in the blue bar at the top, just below the blue bar, you will see World Almanac for Kids Elementary, and you will see Teacher Resources on the right. The Teacher Resources are where all of the World Almanac printable handouts are located. Here, notice there are printable handouts, science diagrams, science projects, and outline maps. So we're going to click on the printable handouts here, and you will see by topic, these are all listed by topic on the left. At this point you're viewing all of them, but if you're only interested in the earth science related handouts, you can choose that, life science, math, etc. And you will see in elementary, most of these handouts are for grades 1 through 5. And we do have a kindergarten one here or there, but we don't have a lot for that level. But what you're going to see are PDF files. So when I go in to this addition worksheet here, for instance, and as it loads, you will see some of these are going to be standalone handouts that you can use to accompany a unit or a lesson when working, in this case, on a particular type of math problems. This would be extra practice for them. They are downloadable as a PDF file, so you can save them to your device, you can save them to your Google Drive, etc. You can attach them to an email to send out to parents. One of the nice things about the printable format again is your students aren't actually interacting online with the quizzes and the handouts and the activities, so they're not having to be as concerned about buffering and the internet connection. These are actually just downloadable where they can work on these without using the computer. Also want to show you how these printable handouts tie into our topics that are here. So on the user side, outside of the teacher resources, students may go through topics and browse and learn about various topics here. So if we go into character building, all of the articles on the left about caring and respect, teamwork, etc., all of those are articles. The top right-hand corner, you see fun facts about the topic. And then along the right-hand side, you'll see all of the videos that are available on those topics. So once you have a particular lesson that you want to find an associated handout for instance, if you're teaching about the Liberty Bell, can type that in as the search at the top. Your student would be able to locate the articles, images, and videos related to that symbol of the United States. And you would be able to go into Teacher Resources, your printable handouts, and go down to Social Studies to locate handouts that are relevant to symbols of the United States. So you would be able to pull either one of these on the Liberty Bell for grades 1 to 2 or grades 2 to 3. This one is a self-contained handout where the student does the reading and is able to complete labeling the parts of the Liberty Bell and answering questions related to that. Some of the printable handouts will have the answer key included in the PDF file, so you would need to go into your Adobe and clip that answer key off before sending it out to a student. And then you'll find in our intermediate World Almanac for Kids, you'll find that some of those answer keys are actually separate documents from the one that you're giving to the student. So continuing with this, you can see with earth science, there are different things about different clouds, erosion, planets, etc. And you will find content within World Almanac that corresponds to those handouts. So we're going to jump back into our A to Z list and to our W's and go to World Almanac for Kids Intermediate. This is more for grades 5 through 9, and you will find printable handouts pretty much in the same location. In the top right hand corner here, you would click on Teacher Resources. You will find lesson plans, printable handouts, outline maps, science diagrams, and science projects. So we're going to click on printable handouts here. You'll notice you have the same format of your subjects here on the left. If you're looking at math and perhaps you're wanting to give them some extra work with operations here, for instance, you'll notice this is still in PDF format. That is downloadable and you are able to save that. And then there are a couple of topics that I actually wanted to highlight for you. Notice in the intermediate for grades 5 through 9, instead of the colorful images for the topic listing, you just have the text. But you can see here under Health and Guidance, there is Money Matters. There is Homework Help. So reference guides, writing help, facts about numbers, etc. And you can then go to search for additional topics here for them. The Money Matters topic is great while we are all virtually learning from home, because the parent and the teachers have access to being able to teach the students about earning money and spending money. And there's some very good, fun, interactive handouts that go along with these. And that is all located in your teacher resources, in your printable handouts, under Health and Guidance. So we have Making a Thanksgiving Budget, Cost of Living, Electricity Bill Math, as you see here. So after they watch videos and after they look at some of the content for the Money Matters, they're then able to do some interactive handouts and complete those activities. So if I go back to my topics here and I go back into my Money Matters, you'll see on the right that there are videos here that they can view in addition to working the handouts. Notice back in your teacher resources, you'll also have outline maps. These are great if you want to send them to students for them to complete after they, if you're working with geography, if they're studying the 50 states, and we'll just pull up South Carolina here, you'll see that these are actually blank outlines for them to fill in the capitals, the major waterways, and the major cities in South Carolina. So that is found in teacher resources, but your student on the student side is able to go up to more and to actually study the map first. So this is what you would want them to do before you give them a handout to complete, is you would want them to study all of those waterways and capitals, etc., from the detailed map. So on the student side, you have a detailed map that includes all of that information, and then you're able to go to your teacher resources to get the printable map that is simply an outline. Another one of your teacher resources here are your science diagrams, and these aren't really interactive handouts where they're actually participating doing something, but these are very good diagrams that explain the water cycle, explain different things about volcanoes and habitats and different animals, and again they're all broken out by the different areas of science. Forces and motion here, the human body, if you're studying the circulatory system, for instance, studying about friction, as you see here. These are also shareable, and you will see the Share tab here on the left, where you can send a link to this handout by email there. You can also, see at the top, view as PDF and save it and download that. And you also have the option just to print it out right from this screen. So those are very good supplementary handouts, which you will also find those in your World Almanac for Kids Elementary. So we're going to go back. Let me close out some of my windows here. And you'll see, let's see if I can close a couple more. Just going back to teacher resources, you're going to also see that we have science projects that the teachers can use with the students, that parents can use with their children with those. And again, they're broken out by the different fields of science here. And they'll give you information about what all you will need for the science project and some leading questions about what you're wanting to discover within the project. So moving on to our Learn 360 printable handouts. Learn 360 covers pre-K through 12th grade. Most of our printable handouts that you will see here in the center are going to be for grades 6 through 12. You will also notice that there is a very robust video collection here, and that's what Learn 360 is actually most known for. But the printables, when you click the printables, you're also going to get carousels of different printable information. And you can see here science diagrams, math activities, and fact sheets there. So you can kind of scroll through the carousels to see what you would find there. If I click on Mixtures and Solutions when I'm inside Learn 360, you'll notice the layout looks very familiar because the vendor info base is actually the same vendor. So you do have the same option to share here. If you want to share this by email, you can download it directly. And you can also, if you notice here on the right, you can actually post this into announcements or make it an assignment and pull it into your Google Classroom there on the right as well. You are able to search within Learn 360, and you can use the Smart menu here to limit to elementary or middle and high. But again, as I mentioned before, your printables are primarily going to be for middle and high inside Learn 360. So those are 3 great places to find your quick worksheets for students and to use with your virtual learning. Thank you for joining us today, and if you have any further questions, please contact me, Linda Heimberger, at the email address that you see on your screen. We also encourage you to go to the scdiscus.org page, click on Contact Us, and you'll be able to subscribe to our Discus newsletter and join us on Twitter or Facebook. Thank you for joining us today.